Rahul Gandhi now landing himself in a fresh controversy as the BJP now questioning Rahul Gandhi's meeting with Jeremy Corbyn. Let me cut across to BJP spokesperson Bharatiya joining us on the phone line. Mr. Bharatiya, Rahul Gandhi's picture with Jeremy Corbyn, we see you've questioned it. What's your take on this?
Take of any Indian would be कि राहुल गांधी ही वो मिट्टी का तेल है जो भारत के खिलाफ जो चिंगारियां हैं उनको भड़काता है. He is the kerosene oil behind all the sparks against India. And this meeting itself reveals a lot about the character of the Congress party, which is against India. You may be against a political party or the government, but to meet people who have been defaming India itself shows that Rahul Gandhi is the invisible hand behind the forces which are working against our nation's interests.
Well, give us a little sense of Jeremy Corbyn for our viewers, Mr. Bhatia. How would you look at him? We believe that he's had an anti-India stance, has advocated for Kashmir to be separated from the country, and also spoken negatively on Hindus and Hindu sentiments.
You know, I must make it very clear that India is a very vibrant and a robust democracy. And even if somebody criticizes our country, it is fine. But to spread, falsehood, to have a propaganda against our country, to interfere in matters governing our sovereignty is definitely not acceptable. Jeremy Corbyn is definitely one of those parliamentarians and leader. And Rahul Gandhi, meeting him itself reveals that it is important for the Congress party to somehow gain power rather than to strengthen the country.
Right. The Congress has been often accused of hobnobbing with people who don't really appreciate Indian sentiments as such. This in the latest Jeremy Corbyn's photograph that's been put out on social media shows this, carefree attitude or an attitude that really shows that they don't really care of the larger sentiments of the country. This is what the BJP says.
I think it is not just the voice of the Bharatiya Janata Party, it is the voice of every Indian. Because even earlier, if you recall, when Article 370 was abrogated, statements of Rahul Gandhi were on the front page of the dossier that was submitted by Pakistan to the United Nations. What does it reveal? When the country requires that every citizen stands with it, people from the Congress party are generally seen opposing for the sake of opposition. And this, I think, is condemnable.
Right, Mr. Bhatia, thank you very much for joining us. BJP Shehzad Punawala joining us on the phone line. Shehzad, Rahul Gandhi's picture that's now that the BJP has quoted asking what Rahul is doing with India beta Jeremy Corbyn. How would you look at it? And give us your understanding of Jeremy Corbyn and his views against India time and again.
You see, Modi or BJP Virod karte Rahul Gandhi has now done India Virod yet again. From berating Indian institutions, from berating the Indian army on foreign soil, now he goes and endorses and legitimizes a man called Jeremy Corbyn, who even the Labour Party has rejected for his views on Jammu Kashmir. This is a man who wanted the right of self-determination for Jammu Kashmir. He wanted international intervention in Jammu Kashmir. He wanted Jammu Kashmir to be separated from India. He spreads Pakistani propaganda on a regular basis about Jammu Kashmir. But this is expected from the likes of Rahul Gandhi simply because this man has a MOU with China and spreads Chinese propaganda. This man has taken money into RGF from China and continues to, after that, compromise on Indian interests for the sake of China. This man continues to espouse a position on 370 that was endorsed by Pakistan. And Rahul Gandhi continues to, in the name of Modi Virod and BJP Virod, stand with those forces who are doing India Virod.
Right, Shehzad, one can justify that this was just a mere meeting, could have been accidental, could have not too sure whether this was a planned meeting with Jeremy Corbyn, etc. But this image that the BJP has put out saying that this is, highly, it really hurts the sentiments and the feelings of India extensively. How would you look at this meet? Do you think this could have been just by chance, or is this is part of the Congress's culture to often embarrass or hurt or be careless about Indian sentiments on a global platform?
This is not a coincidence. This is a design simply because even when Article 370 was abrogated, a Congress delegation had met Jeremy Corbyn. The Congress Party opened up its office in Istanbul in Turkey. This is the same Congress Party which was meeting the Chinese ambassador during the Doklam crisis. This is the same Congress Party that has made statements like Adhir Ranjan Chaudhary getting up in Parliament and saying that Kashmir is not an integral issue of India, but it is an issue between India and Pakistan. So all of these statements can't be a coincidence. This is a design. This is a conspiracy. This is Manish Shankar Ayyar had gone to Pakistan saying we need help from Pakistan to depose Mr. Modi. So what more proof do we require that today Indian National Congress, INC, should be called ANC, Anti-National Congress? Because Rahul Gandhi's act would qualify as no less. For him to go and legitimize a man who wants to separate Jammu Kashmir from India is nothing less than an act of anti-nationalism, and therefore today INC has become ANC, Anti-National Congress.
Shehzad, thank you very much for joining us with those views. Here's Rahul Gandhi's photograph that's now gone viral, with the BJP, of course, putting it out, asking if what was Rahul Gandhi's purpose of meeting India beta Jeremy Corbyn.